area for their abductions. Things have gotten a lot worse. ICE is rampaging through our city with absolutely no accountability and no oversight. They are tearing families apart. They are abducting people. They are murdering people. And I think it's fitting, to be here at a post office. The post office is a public good, a service that connects people, that brings us together no matter how far apart we may be. And it's a shame to have that service defiled by ICE. We see this elsewhere too. ICE is coming into our schools, our hospitals. They're abducting people from bus stops. They seek to turn these places of learning, these places of care, into places of terror. Postal workers serve our communities. Teachers serve our community. Transit workers serve our community. Hospital workers. Workers serve their communities. ICE tears them apart. They take our public goods, our public services, and they defile them. These are our services, our institutions, our communities. And that's why we as union members, as workers, as people of conscience, are gathered today to demand justice for Renee Good, justice for all of our immigrant neighbors, and to demand that ICE get out of our post offices, out of our schools, out of Minneapolis, and out of Minnesota. When I say, what do we want, you say, ICE out. What do we want?
ICE out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
ICE out.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right. Next up, we got the president of the local educators union, Marcia Howard. I just want to say, I got well, hey, I'm out about something good to get out.
assaulted by 5 ICE agents brutally. So I've been moving different. But when I saw NALC said, come on out and support, I knew I was coming out because labor is going to show the entire state and the entire nation how we move in Minnesota. Won't we? We demand justice for Renee Good. We demand that ICE is off the postal workers' property, off school grounds, off the bus stops. Power concedes nothing without a demand. We ain't asking, we are demanding. And I believe in a diversity of tactics. I don't bad jacket. We gonna move in a multitude of ways. One of which will be lawsuits. Because they threw a flashbang into the car of one of my members. Boo. Boo. Double. Double. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. We ain't fighting to get back to 2025.
Hell no.
We ain't come this far to just get this far. We ain't come this far to get just this far.
Tell them again.
We ain't come this far to just get this far.
Question?
What's that?
I see you got the shirt on. So why are you out here today?
Tell people to pray for Renee. 37-year-old woman. My wife's 37 years old. 6-year-old son. I got a 5-year-old son. They killed someone. Murdered her.
Why the
Since
postal?
I was born.
Why the postal workers?
Why are the postal workers here? We serve everybody in the community. If we look like we're in cahoots with a roving band of thugs, we lose their trust. They trust us with their love letters. They trust us with their bills. They trust us with their birthday checks from grandma.
Okay, appreciate it, man.
Of our rank and file, Build a Fighting NALC chapter here in Minneapolis.
Alright, we're here today because as letter carriers, we see the effects of everything that happens in our communities firsthand. What I've been seeing since ICE has invaded Minneapolis is breaking my goddamn heart. I see people getting harassed and abducted for the color of their skin. I see people who are scared to go to work to provide for their families, knowing out of fear that their children might have to grow up without a parent. Hell, people are even wary to go outside to shovel the snow, to answer the door for a package that I deliver them, to show their faces. It's disgusting.
Yes.
Nobody in the world deserves to be treated this way. Letter carriers have long been a trusted part of communities all across the country, and we want to keep it that way. That's why we are shouting at the top of our lungs that union postal workers stand with immigrants, not with ICE, and we demand justice for Renee Good and every person brutalized and abducted by ICE.
Talk into the megaphone. Can't hear.
When I say justice, you say... Oh, sorry. When I say we want justice for, you say Renee Good. Justice for!
Renee Good!
Justice for!
Renee Good!
Yesterday, downtown Minneapolis saw a racist grifter try to stir up trouble and antagonize our Somali neighbors. We've all seen the footage from that so-called rally of around 5 to 10 people, and Minneapolis resoundingly said, "Hell no, not in our city." They got ran out of town, and it is because these racist grifters have a weak ideology. But ours is strong. Ours comes from humanity and from solidarity. We have conviction, and they do not. That's why we will win. They try to stoke division so that a select few can profit. They try to scapegoat our immigrant neighbors and pit us against them with eliminationist rhetoric. Are we going to fall for that? No! Hell no. Are we going to stand with our community, regardless of where they are from?
Yes!
Are we going to believe lies from politicians who claim that you can't simply abolish ICE, when we know that ICE is an institution that's 23 years old? No! Are we going to back down when masked brown shirts from across the country show up in our city and think that they can abduct our neighbors? No! When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Bus.
Thank you, Stefan. Got a bus coming through. Clear the way a little bit, folks. All right, next up, we got another union speaker here. His name is Ken Knudsen from the Communication Workers of America, Local 7250. Let's give it up. Here we go.
Greetings, everybody. We're up against a savage enemy. We're up against a state that has shot somebody in the head in broad daylight on one of our streets, that has kidnapped children off of the street, that has invaded schools and hospitals and transit to kidnap workers. We have to have no illusion about what we're up against. And our job is not to observe them or to denounce them. It is to stop them. It is to remove them. It is to defeat them. I want to express our solidarity from our membership at AT&T and DirecTV and ADT and Activision with the letter carriers who have organized this incredible expression today. And let this be an example to all of us of what we can do with our co-workers and our unions. Please think about how you could organize an action in your workplace or with your union. If there's one thing that keeps me from crying and being in despair, it is that the working class of Minnesota has stepped up to meet this challenge. When they murdered our sister, just a few blocks away from where they murdered George Floyd, our people took those streets just like our people took 38th in Chicago. When they dared step foot on the grounds of Roosevelt High School, our teachers and our parents and our neighbors and our students met them without fear. When they dared to step into HCMC and take patients who are injured or ill, our nurses and our rapid responders met them. From the east side of St. Paul to northeast Minneapolis to the Somali Mall in St. Cloud, our people have stood up. But let's not be confused about what it's going to take. Let's be very clear. The politicians, the government has no plan, no solution about how to stop this. None. They hold emergency press conferences to tell us to film ICE so they can do something about it later. We are already filming ICE. But I'm going to say something else. We don't need them. We have us. The governor and the mayor do not make this city or this state run. The workers do. Without our brain and muscle, not a single wheel can turn. My friends, this Friday, there's going to be a bold action. We are going to try and shut down this city and this state. As we know, this country does not make it easy for workers to go out. And you and your co-workers and your union are going to have to decide how best to do it. But please find a way to get out of work. Please find a way to get out of school. And don't do it by yourself. Do it with your friends. Do it with your family. Do it with your co-workers. Let us shut down Minnesota and show them who really runs this state. When Donald Trump first laid out his list of cities that he wanted to invade and fuck with, San Francisco was on that list. He talked about San Francisco a bunch, I remember it. What I didn't realize was the reason they haven't gone to San Francisco is because one of the billionaire Silicon Valley tech bros called them up and said, please don't come. So we are going to start putting the pressure on the bosses and the capitalists of this state and let them know that if the Target CEO can't find his tongue, he may not be able to find his stores. We are up against a serious enemy. Let's have no illusions. And that's going to mean us being just as serious. And it's going to mean us looking out for each other, looking out for ourselves, making sure we're happy and healthy as much as we can be, but being bold. Now is not the time to shrink. Now is the time to push ourselves, to stick our necks out, to take the extra step. And as Ms. Howard, my son's former English teacher, said, we're not doing this to go back to 2025. No. We know this whole rotten system has been killing our people, exploiting our people, oppressing our people for way too long. We can see the seeds of something different and new with this gathering, with the neighbors that have come together in the rapid response, with the community that showed up yesterday and kept a great Minneapolis tradition alive, which is that the Nazis do not march in this city. They bleed in this city. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. Ice out, 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 shut it down.
All right, thank you, Kieran. Let's give it up one more time. All right, folks, now we're going to start on March. Up first, taking a right on Lake Street. Taking a right on Lake Street. Now, white cars on the right back there. That'll be in the back of our march. And then our marchers have their reflective vests on. They'll be on the outskirts of the aisle for them. Find somebody in a vest. And we're going to get moving. Immigrants are under attack! When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! 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 That's right.
Hey, it's Russ. Hey, go ahead and stop rolling. I got most